It's your boy Comet Chat. It's Wednesday morning, 10:30 a.m. It's showtime. Today's question is, do YouTubers, do they suffer from fanaticism more than they care to admit? I think it's a very interesting thing to talk about. So tune in and let's go.
Here we go.
And here I go. Before we get into today's show, I want to do this one thing, and that is I'm going to ask you, please subscribe. I definitely need you to subscribe. I'm trying to get to my next goal, which is 1,600. I can only do that with your help. Please hit that notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. Also, give me that thumbs up, hit that like button because that like button, that thumbs up helps with the YouTube algorithm. Y'all know how it does. You know I don't know how it does, but I know that you know that it helps with the YouTube algorithm. So please give me that thumbs up. Last but not least, please leave a comment because I read all your comments. I want to see what you think, and I like the interaction with the comments. So if you're not doing anything, you got a few minutes, so please share your time, your precious time. Leave that comment because I definitely read it and I'll try to respond back to you. Today I'm going to ask the question is, YouTubers, and I'm going to include myself as well, or sometimes do we suffer from fanaticism more than what we care to admit? I watched a lot of videos. I watched a video yesterday, and someone was talking about, in particular, I know a lot of YouTubers are kind of on the fence with this about Black Panther T'Challa character being killed off by MCU and this kind of stuff. But as always, I like to look up the word to see what exactly fanaticism means. And as you see right here, the definition here in black is fanatic outlook or behavior, especially as exhibited by excessive enthusiasm, unreasoning zeal, or wild and extravagant notions on some subject. Let me read that for you again. What fanaticism means: fanatic outlook or behavior, especially as exhibited by excessive enthusiasm, unreasoning zeal, or wild and extravagant notions on some subject. And boy, does that sound like some YouTubers that I know. I'm going to get into it with the T'Challa, Black Panther. Okay, I don't know this for certain, but I'm going to give you some facts about this whole thing. This whole MCU, this whole DCU, whole Star Wars, the whole thing. First of all, the stuff is fictional. Okay, fictional means not real. So remember that. That's the first most important fact I'm about to say. It is fictional. So at some point we gotta stop all the arguing, stop all the debate, stop all this repeated beating the dead horse, repeatedly going all balls to the wall over fictional stuff. There's a lot more problems in the world than fictional stuff. This stuff, in my opinion, was made for entertainment, escapism. Yeah, there's some love to it, and yeah, we all talk about it. Yeah, we all passionate about it. There's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, we remember first and foremost, this stuff is fictional. Two, when someone owns something, be it intellectual property, be it a physical property, be it a house, whatever kind of property. If they got papers on it, they bought and paid for it. That person, that individual, that company, that whatever gets to do what they want to with that property. Okay? When you buy something or something is given to you and you have ownership of it, you have the right, whether you want to be loyal to the person that said, look, as long as I have this house, I'll never change this, this, and this. But if you decide to wake up one day or you marry somebody or something happens, you decide to change that house color or decide to sell something and that you say you wouldn't, that's your right. That's your prerogative. Nobody's saying that is right. Nobody's saying that you went back on your word, but at the end of the day, it's not illegal. At the end of the day, that is your property. You can do it as you want to. Now, to get back into the T'Challa thing, I personally am not upset with T'Challa not being recast for the simple reason I thought that Chadwick Boseman made the character iconic. And I think that as iconic as T'Challa was, I think Black Panther, the actual character, Black Panther, is more important than T'Challa. And we don't know what the the MCU has in store, because you got to remember now, when this thing first started, Kevin Feige had his stuff mapped out 10 years. So we don't know what they're going to do with the T'Challa character now. They've got that little thing called the multiverse where they can do all kind of crazy stuff. And I'm pretty certain now, just thinking like a reasonable person, when Chadwick Boseman realized he was dying, I'm pretty sure he had a conversation that we may never hear about or ever see any kind of admittal by Ryan Coogler or Kevin Feige about the direction they would want to go or what his wishes were. We don't know what it is. He may have said something that we'll never know about it. Because I hear people saying, YouTubers saying that, well, they're using his death to try to push over, carry over the movie and this kind of stuff. Was it? I think Kevin Feige said in a recent interview on YouTube I saw that recasting T'Challa was too early. They didn't want to do it, but using his death in the movie was too early for that. Again, that goes back to my second fact. When you own something, you can use it as you wish, and that goes to the main question: are we fanatical? Are we or do we suffer as YouTubers fanaticism on something that we just lock into like a pit bull and don't let go? At some point, you're going to have to let go and deal with it and live with it. If the MCU, Disney, whoever owns whatever property decides to do with something that you don't think is right or you don't think is cool, don't let that dominate or dictate. Some people let it dominate their lives, or at least that's the impression I'm getting by listening and looking at other YouTubers. Don't let this stuff dominate my life. I'm trying to get to a goal here now, and I know some of you saying, "Well, that's hypocritical." Because you're here saying this. Hey, I enjoy all this stuff, but when I cut the camera off, I'm back in the real world. I'm making videos now based on watching other YouTubers, other content, seeing what they're saying, and then formulating questions that I feel is interesting, at least to me, and I hope it's interesting to you. So, and that's why I say this fanaticism, man. I'm telling you, and just to go back to it, in case some of you missed it, um, I want to make sure that is right. Fanaticism is the fanatic outlook or behavior, especially as exhibited by excessive enthusiasm, unreasoning zeal, or wild and extravagant notions on some subject. So, like I said, to go back to it, I think on some subjects, some of us we dig in and maybe hang on a bit too long. At least that's my opinion. I mean, you could be wrong if that's what you want to dig in and hang on as long as you want to and that kind of stuff. That's your prerogative. Go ahead if it makes you happy. Another thing I see people are talking about is Namor. Namor is not being Atlantean. They're doing something whole different style. I think he's going to be more Aztec, more Mayan, something in that line. Though, as long as the story is good, in fact, the story don't really have to be great, because the purpose of movies is entertainment. The purpose of movies is escapism. I know what some people saying, Danny, that's just sitting this. The story has to be a good story, has to be compelling. Some things have good stories. Some movies, some stories have to be compelling. Some movies are just fun, just straight out fun. Nothing that you have to sit down and analyze or psychoanalyze and look at the lighting, look at where this was shot, and look at the score and all that kind of stuff. That's stuff that enhances it if you are someone that is built to critique something. But just a fan, even a geeky fan, I'm going to the movie. I have background in this because I collect comic books. I read stuff. I interact with different YouTubers, and I try to get an understanding of some things and things that I like Star Wars, Star Trek, MCU, DCU. I try to keep track of and try to stay on point so I'm able to discuss it in a somewhat intelligent manner. But going back to fact one that I said earlier in this video, Stuff ain't real. And yes, I know it's childhood memories and stuff. And in a perfect world, what we all like to see stuff make sense, be canon, go from one, two, 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 instead of skipping from 1 to 3 and back to 4, and up to 7, and then back to 2, and that kind of stuff. That's what it seems to be. But there was a theory that I heard Sunday night that may explain this whole craziness that Phase 4 used to be. I was on Storm's Live, and Robert Storm said that he heard a theory. Not sure where he got the heard the theory from, but it made a little bit of sense. And he was saying in the theory that he's hearing that this Phase 4, the reason why it doesn't seem to be making any sense, it doesn't seem to be as exciting as the other ones, is that they're going to reveal later on down the line that this is an alternate timeline. And if they do that, I think that's going to be stroke of genius on Kevin Feige's part. And the reason why I say that is I'm going to about tell my age now. Do y'all remember a show called Dallas, starring J.R. Ewing, Bobby Ewing, Patrick Duffy? Larry Hagman starred as J.R. Patrick Duffy as Bobby, his brother. Well, that was a season, and I know if you go back and look at it, it was like, who shot J.R.? And one season, J.R. got shot at the cliffhanger. The next season, he was dead, and they were trying to figure out who shot J.R., who did this, and the whole thing. And at the end of that season, they didn't figure out who shot J.R. They had a lot of suspects. But the next season, the season opener, Bobby, his brother, woke up from a dream. And the whole previous season by Who Shot JR was just a dream. JR was alive and well. But that whole season, I think, like, maybe let's just say second season, at the end of the season, JR get killed. So the whole third season, we're trying to figure out who shot JR. Who shot JR? He's dead that whole season. The fourth season, the first show of the fourth season, Bobby wakes up from a shower and says, man, I just had the craziest dream. I dreamed JR got killed. So that whole third season was just a dream. How about if they do something like that with the MCU, and this whole fourth phase is just another multiverse, a different one than what we're used to, and that everybody that got killed in Uses universe is alive and well in the 616 universe. And when we see this new show called The Secret Invasion or Secret Wars, whatever it's going to be, it reveals all that. So that might be something they're doing. If they're doing that, Kevin Feige is going to be what I call the super genius if he does that. And like I said, that was a theory. There is no factual evidence to that. That's just a theory that was kicked about. I said that makes pretty good sense if it happens. So I definitely hope it's something like that that's happened. And just to come full circle, some things, man, you just gotta realize that it's out of our control as YouTubers. We don't own this property. I heard some people saying, and another YouTuber was talking about, if you don't want to watch it, then it's not the creators of these properties and IPs shouldn't say if you don't like it, don't watch it, because that's our job as YouTubers. What this YouTuber said, so it was very sound saying what he said. I agree with it, but at the end of the day, and I know some YouTubers, they don't like stuff. I'll give examples. Some YouTubers I've talked to don't like She-Hulk, won't watch it. One reason why I'm really watching it is because I'm enjoying it, but because I do a roundtable about it on Sundays, and I want to stick with what I say. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm trying to finish it to the end. But like I said, I think sometime on some stuff we definitely suffer from fanaticism as YouTubers, and we just got to learn at the end of the day a few things, man. This stuff ain't real. We don't own it. We try to support it, try to hang in there, because from our childhood memories, we got such good stuff, and now it seems to be changing. And like I always say, and one of my, well, nobody that I watch, but this guy always says something, and when I saw it, it was very profound.
But times change, and so must I.
That's right. Times change, and so must we. We must change. Things that were happening 10, 15 years ago, not happening now. Stories that were good 10 or 15 years ago, not happening now. So either you can do one or two things. You can take it for what it is, try to get enjoyment out of it as best you can, or you don't watch it. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I mean, if it's something that I don't want to watch, I just won't watch it. If I go to a restaurant, particular restaurant, and I have something that's not good or it makes me sick, we usually don't go to that same restaurant. Or if we taste something that was nasty or not to our pleasing, we usually don't try that again. The same thing in movies. If MCU is starting to wear on your nerves, then don't watch it. If Star Wars is starting to wear on your nerves, then don't watch it. If DCU movies starting to wear on your nerves, then your alternative is to watch it, deal with what you came with, or watch it and say, hey, that's just not for me, or don't watch it. But some of the stuff that we can't control, we need to stop being such fanatics about it. Because fan is a derivative from the word fanatic. Fan, when you use the word fan, it sounds like in good terms. Oh, he's a fan of this, he's a fan of that. When you say fanatic, that has a more ominous, kind of more negative connotation to the word. Like he's just crazy over the top. He's a fanatic about it. So we just got to be careful. We want to be fans of stuff. We don't want to be labeled fanatical, because fanatical sometimes kind of attaches itself to the word crazy, and nobody wants to be considered crazy. So just like I said, my 2 cents. I could be wrong. Please tell me in the comments if you agree with what I'm saying. If you think I'm off base, if you think I'm close, if you think I'm lukewarm, whatever the case may be, leave a comment, because I definitely want to hear what you want to say, what you're going to say about it. And I hope to hear from you and engage in this conversation, because like I said, I can only get to my goal, which is 1,600 subscribers, with your help. So I hope this content I'm putting out every morning helps me get there, and I hope that you're liking and enjoying it. So please, again, I don't want to be redundant, but please leave a comment. And man, I'm gonna check you out tomorrow. Until then, peace.